I started my previous video, the one right before this, with the admission that I didn't have those ones memorized, which I don't. I don't have the angle addition and subtraction identities memorized because I don't use them often enough. The double angle identities, complete different story. I have these ones memorized. These are really important. The tangent one a little bit less so, but these ones, get these memorized. Like, make flashcards for them. At the very least, memorize the first two. Because it turns out these other two, I mean, these ones down here, we can get these by combining with other identities. So at the very least, memorize the first two. Preferably, the first four of them. If you want to throw in tangent as well, fantastic. It's a little bit less necessary, but at the very, very least, the first two. These double angle identities effectively, and hopefully you can see it here, they're going to allow us to find the sine of twice some angle that you know. Right? They'll allow us to find the cosine of twice some angle that you know. Right? These ones both rely on both sine and cosine being known. The nice things about these ones down here is that this one only requires sine, and this one only requires cosine, which is kind of neat stuff. Right on. So these are the double angle identities. They get used quite a bit in calculus. They also get used quite a bit in the IB Math HL and maybe the SL exams. These formulas are given to you in the IB formula book, but they are not given in any. AP doesn't have a formula book, so we really do need to have these things memorized. So with that said, let's move on to an example. So here I'm asking us to verify that the cosine of 120 degrees is negative 0.5 using the double angle identities. So they want us to show something about the cosine of 120 degrees. So the key here is to recognize that 120 degrees is basically 60 degrees times 2. And fortunately, 60 degrees is an angle that we know a lot about. It's one of our unit circle values. Turns out 120 degrees is also, but whatever, we'll leave that out. Okay. So I'm going to go at this one by saying, all right, well, I should expect that the cosine of 120 degrees, which happens to be the cosine of 2 times 60 degrees, that will be equal to the cosine squared of 60 degrees minus sine squared of 60 degrees. And so now I just need to evaluate this, right? The cosine of 60 degrees is going to be 1/2, so I have 1/2 squared minus, now the sine of 60 degrees is the square root of 3 over 2 squared. This is going to give me 1/4 minus 3/4, which is negative 2/4, which is negative 1/2, and that's precisely what they wanted me to verify. So same deal. On this problem, especially when they use the verb verify or show, they're not asking you to get to an answer. I mean, heck, they gave us the answer. They said, hey, the answer is supposed to be negative 1/2. Like, you better get there. What you're doing is you are showing the process that led to that point. I could have done a bunch more examples of these in this video, but I don't think it's necessary. I feel like you've seen one of them, you have a sense for how these formulas work, we plug numbers in, we get things out of them. There are definitely some more advanced uses, but I'm saving those sort of for the end and for practice in class.